Therapy might not be the answer for you. Why do I say that? Well, let's dive in a little bit. But first, my name's Deb. I spelled out with two B's. Deb, short for Debbie, two B's. I'm a human having a human experience, and I like to share my experience so that others can have confidence in their experiences, whether, of course, we all like to label good and bad, but we all know good and bad isn't really a thing, right? That's all subjective and on spectrums, like there is no black and white. So here we are. I share my black and my white and everything in between. It's who I am. This is what I feel most called to deliver my expressions of my experience. With that said, therapy might not be what you need. This last week, okay, so background, I've had therapy and I've had life coaches and I've had mentors and I've signed up for programs. I've spent a lot of money investing in myself as a person and my mental health so that I can be the best that I can be to uplift everyone else around me. And this last therapy session, I felt like I needed therapy from my therapy session. It was, I live in a very amazing and unique place. It has allowed me to meet people from all over the world. And those people from over the world have agreed that this is a very unique, special, and magical place. I've been here about 15 years. This is going into like 15 years. It has not been what one would call easy. It has not been what one would call stable, but it has been magical. It has been intentional. And even with all the bumps and bruises and knockdowns and setbacks, I have still had many growths, many experiences, many connections, and many things to be grateful for, including people that I can call friends in every corner of the world. Why do they call it corners of the world when it's round? I don't know. Great question. Subliminal programming for us to just question everything. So, back to why therapy might not be for you. I remember my very first appointment with a life coach. I left that appointment with a piece of paper that mentioned how important our language was. Well, instead of saying can't, wow, this is something I can usually come up with really fast on all the varieties of language. But the way we speak is technically a spell. That's why it's called spelling. This is a realm of magic. And beginning to pay attention to the words that you use is always a really great first step. That was the first step that I was given on my journey. If you don't have a first step yet, it's a great first step. I highly suggest it. In fact, that is the language that is what I notice in a first meeting with a client. The language tells me more than what you think your story is telling me. So think about that. And I have had, if you were to write down and list things that have happened in my life over the last few years, it would be quite the long list. And you can't really compare apples to apples, oranges to oranges with any other human being. Comparison is the thief of joy. However, they are definitely on the lower spectrum of that gray to black scale. Definitely not the, what I would consider to be not the grayscale would be when things go the way that I intend them to go. I am trying to live a life full of intention, and I intend things to go a certain way. I expect things to go a certain way because I am doing A, B, and C, and that should equal D, and I should get what I want when that's what I am aiming for. However, that's not always necessarily our purpose. What we intend, even though I'm living life intentionally, it may not be the purpose of my life and things don't come out as they plan. And anyway, so I guess I started saying that by saying that I have a long list of things that I probably should have had a therapy appointment last June, and I did not for one reason or another. I mean, it's been on my to-do list. That's how overwhelmed and engulfed life has seemed lately. It has been on my to-do list since last June. I finally got around to it. And I feel like the therapist had her rules and her policies and her shoulds of what a life should look like. I voiced my concerns in the beginning. I said I have this A, B, C situation or thoughts that I feel like deserve priority. Like this is the priority. This is what's on my mind. This is what I'm dealing with. And she skipped right over those thoughts. She went to stability. She's like, well, maybe you don't feel stable. And where you live is unrealistic. It's a playland where people go to play. It's a place where millionaires live. And maybe you don't belong there and you need to go back to the city. And I said, no, I've spent 15 years here. I've done it for 15 years. I built my house here. This is where I am. And so either she doesn't have a mortgage and doesn't understand how a mortgage works. You can't just up and leave and go somewhere. And so a lot of my forethought are not things that I brought up with her. Once I realized her and I weren't on the same page, I really just kind of thumped back. I was like, yeah, okay. Yeah. It turned into me just humoring her. And we even ended the appointment 10 minutes early because we could both tell it wasn't going anywhere. So I have big dreams. I have big goals. I feel like I have a bigger purpose. If nothing else, I'm not saying I'm like I have a God-given purpose, but I am saying that I have the desire and willpower to learn as much good and as much value as I can. And I have the desire to educate and pass that on and help others so that we can spread that, because we really need it right now. We really need it. I have seen the darkness from the time of being a child. And as a teenager, it's like, this world is too much. I want to leave this world. I don't ever want to have kids. I don't want to bring any other souls into this world because this world sucks. And here I am with those kids, one grown, one almost grown. And what I've done is I have educated them and raised them with value so that we can be the change that we want to see in the world. So whether I have a purpose that's given from God or not, I do feel called to make these videos, and I do feel called to share my experience and my thoughts, because every time I'm in a conversation with someone, I mean, literally, like, if we're in a real conversation or even a rant, like just random thing, like something always comes out of me that resonates with that person. And I'm not, notice I said it comes out of me. It's not me. It's me allowing source to come through. It's me being an open vessel for messages to come through for the people that need them when they need them. And if I didn't show up for that, someone else would be doing it. But the more people that we have showing up to allow the light to come through, to allow the messages and magic to come through, to help spread that amongst our civilization, that's what we need right now. And I'm here for it. So I have big dreams. I have big goals. I have sat at tables full of business owners and people living intentionally and powerfully. And this therapist did not get that. She said, I've talked to thousands of people, and of those 1,000 people, I've only talked to one person that has made it the way that you want to make it in the world. And I wasn't even telling her that big of a thing. I was just saying not the 9 to 5, which I haven't. Now, me working a 9 to 5 now since October is the first time I've done that in like over a decade. I am proof that it can be done for over a decade. I have a house in a world-class destination. And here this therapist is gaslighting me, telling me it's not possible, telling me 1 in 1,000 people can do it. When I can turn around, I have literally talked to thousands of people that are doing it. So I'm not saying don't seek out therapy, but I am saying be mindful of who you go to advice, and take it with a grain of salt. And know when your beliefs need to be at a different dinner table. She's sitting with 1,000 people that say they can't do it. I'm sitting at a dinner table with 1,000 people that say they can and or have done it. And you can do it too. I know I can do it too. That's why I'm still here. That's why I'm still showing up. And it's just so powerful to recognize that belief in yourself, to recognize when you can talk to someone and they can be either telling you that it's, I mean, a therapist should be encouraging. She was not very encouraging. And even simple things, she's like, oh, it's very expensive to live in Moab. I have the cheapest mortgage in the state right now. I was very smart financially with those decisions, and my mortgage is a very affordable mortgage. It doesn't matter where you are in anywhere in the country. It's, I mean, per square footage, maybe is it the best, maybe not, but it's affordable. My mortgage is not the problem. I know what the problem is, and it's a bunch of other decisions that I thought were great decisions in the moment. And you know, I've always tried to feel that like whatever my decisions are in the moment are being led by what's coming through from source. I try to listen to intuition. And even many times those situations and choices, those choices ended up building gray situation upon gray situation upon gray situation that ended in a big black situation. And I'm like, what just happened? I was following the path of God. How did I get here? It really is true that like everything is for your benefit. If it feels like you're going through darkness and getting notched down a few levels, it's for you to learn from. It really is. It's for you to learn and grow and get put back together, or just fall down and give up. Even that giving up is going to be an experience. But don't let your therapist tell you to give up. She's like, yeah, going to Moab's great, but your McDonald's and your Wendy's is really expensive. I don't even know that they're that expensive because I don't eat there. I eat at home. I buy that, you know, I'm eating fresh fruits and vegetables. I'm eating proteins and healthy grains. I have certain things that I do buy at McDonald's, and that's through tried and true things that it's something that I know doesn't make me sick. I do it once in a while. I use the app so I get deals, and it's like $2 once every 2 weeks. So I don't know how often my therapist is eating out at fast food places, but she mentioned it multiple times and didn't even give me the space to be like, well, I don't eat at McDonald's. Like, I didn't even feel safe to tell her that I don't eat fast food. And I can see energies. Her and I very much so have a different lifestyle. I could see her energy and see where she was coming from. She herself was coming from a place of lack and disbelief. She would say things like, oh, well, I would go to Hawaii and think that, oh, I want to move here. I'm going to make this happen. This is so beautiful and gorgeous, and I want to live here. And then you research it, and it's really expensive, and it's not going to happen. So as she's giving me that example, in my mind, I know of at least 5 people that are either in Hawaii or have housing in Hawaii. And so what's your argument, lady? Because people are doing it. There's people there. It's possible. So this is my therapy session because I needed therapy from talking to a therapist. The lesson learned was you have to believe in yourself. You have to know your dreams and goals are worthy. The next lesson is don't let someone tell you you can't. Find the people that are doing what you want to do and find a way to be mentored by them or read their books or go to their conferences. They're the ones that are going to help you rise. Those mentors, those life coaches, those course facilitators, those retreat leaders, them, us, we're the ones that are going to help you get to the next level. Because we're not followed, we're not coerced by an education system that has been built upon greed over many decades. We're not bound by rules and regulations that tell us we have to guide someone one way or another for what's safe. I spent the last 15 years building a stable foundation for me here in Moab, and this lady's telling me to up and go live in the city so that I can afford to live off of McDonald's and Wendy's and be like the other thousands of people that can't reach their dreams. Does that sound healthy to you? And honestly, I'm quite disappointed. She could have said a lot of things. She could have not said anything and just listened. There was more harm done in that conversation. Like, I am a strong person, and thank God I am. If she had said those things to someone not as strong as me, like, wow, I feel so bad for all her other, I hope her other clients aren't experiencing that same situation. I really hope not. I hope that she resonates with other people and is able to guide them in ways. Because in a way, she did help guide me. She helped me see my value as a coach and a mentor to others. She helped me see the value in appreciating those that believe and go after their dreams. So she did help me. She did help me. But I wanted to share so that maybe I could help you make a different choice. Do you really need therapy? Or do you just need someone to look up after? Someone that has made it to the dreams that you want and says, I have done it and you can do it too. Maybe you don't need therapy. Maybe you need a life coach. Maybe you need a mentor. Maybe you need some courses. There's so much education out there. There is an army of light workers out there that are rising to share their information, to inspire, to help hold space. You have stories, you have trauma. We're here for it. We can hold that space. And there are thousands, if not millions of us rising up to be here for you. So reach out to if it's not me, find someone you resonate with and reach out to them. Most of them will have even like a little $10 or $20 30-day course to help get you started. Free consultations, maybe, consultations are worth the money. One session to help you click to a different vibration of thinking differently can change your life. Just one session is all it takes. The information is there. We are here. We're showing up. You're showing up. You're watching this. If you're here watching this video is probably 100% for you. I'm a very firm believer of what videos, yes, there's the algorithms, but the algorithms are also built on your preferences and your energy and what you're interested in and what you're focused on. And if you're here on this video that is for self-help, self-development, gaining confidence, building your best life, taking control of your life, then this message is for you. Doesn't mean you have to follow every video and every post and all those things. There's thousands of us out there that Source is speaking through. Just pay attention to those nudges and you'll find yourself on the right message every day. I promise you. But you have to listen to the nudges. You have to trust your inner light. And you have to know who you are so that when there's someone in front of you telling you to give up, make sure you go and find the ones that have done it and will cheer you on and can help guide you so that you can do it too. Whether you're a free spirit or not, this system is broken. There's been a lot of people that have seen it, and that's us as light workers, our life coaches. We're the ones showing up to help make change, and everything that's going on politically is really to help wake everyone else up so that they can see too, from a materialistic standpoint. Once they see that in the 3D world crumbling, it's going to be a lot easier to accept the next level of energetics, the next level of cooperation and community, and building a civilization of healthy and joyful communities. I'm here for it. You're here for it. Let's build this community. If any of this resonated with you, please make sure to drop a comment below or like, and even share this. Take snippets, share it with a friend. You know, that's what it's about. It's about sharing the inspiration, spreading the confidence, learning to listen to your intuition, trusting your choices, and knowing where to go when you need the help. Listen to your intuition and trust that you'll be guided to where you need. Much love. Have a wonderful day.